said it's the backups because everyone's been injured right now. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, whatever. Alright. Play action power drill. Oh God! This ain't going.
This is a defensive heavy draft.
Yeah. Oh, what are you throwing to? He throws it in the ground.
Okay, so I'm gonna trade Russell Wilson right now. Let's see if I can get what I can get.
Hey, you know what, guys? That was pretty dang good. And you know what gets me really excited? You haven't even reached the top of your potential yet. Not even close. Each and every one of you should take that as a challenge and see if you can find that next level.
Alright. Gotta stop the run. Oh, come on. Stop this fool.
Oh my god.
Huh.
Pick up Russell Wilson for a first and second round pick this year, first round pick next year.
Oh, good lord. I can't stop my running back.
I'm nervous. I don't know if I want to do it.
Ah!
You know, like when you
Who's,
switch,
who's your
when you switch
backup?
to your backup, you can't like,
Yeah.
you know.
Eyes up, men. Y'all need to take a hard look at today's performance. Coaches can only do so much. We can only create a game plan. We can't go out there and practice. And if y'all think today was up to snuff, I gotta tell you,
They're gonna run all over me.
come on, let's pick it up.
Huh?
They're gonna run all over me. I couldn't even get a bronze. Alright, there we go. That's good. Oh shoot, oh shoot. Stop him. There we go. Okay, at least I got the bronze.
Fuck, dude.
Oh shoot.
Too late.
Cool. Get out of there with the silver.
Alright. I'm gonna put that in my pocket, and then I'm going to come up with this.
Falcons would like to run a cover 3 coverage 23% of the time. Okay. Stopping the run, ISL. Slow down the Falcons. Alright. Alright, here we go. Thursday night prime time. Are you still debating?
Yeah, well, I'm looking at schemes now because I'm going to trade and then change my schemes and everything. Like,
Oh, okay.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do West Coast power run, and then, but I want to find like an offensive playbook that I can do that shit.
Gordon's got the ground game. It's a coach. You're set for Madden football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll get a look at Melvin Gordon, fresh off a big game a week ago. Coming up, we'll see the visiting San Francisco 49ers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday night football. And on the call, as always, is Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to it. Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in Week 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They're led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
Get down! 180!
On first down, Carr firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but
Right.
I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And the Buffet boys, the O-line. Hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a
Falcons.
great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Yeah, I'm playing.
They'll try and run for
shoot.
it.
Oh,
Here's
shoot.
Johnson. Look at the spin.
Balance.
And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. And a nice carry there of 15 yards. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive. Couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the others, you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
To throw, it's Carr. And this will be incomplete.
My guy stops.
And Charles, we get a look.
I know, my guy stopped. Did you see him stop?
Big list for being this early in the season.
Did you
If
see him
there's
stop?
any silver lining at all,
Come
you're
on now.
hoping you can get these guys back, and now you'll play well down the stretch with them. But what you're also hoping is that the guys who have to play for them, the next man up mentality kicks in, and those guys take care of business.
It's caught.
Oh, he caught that?
It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone,
I know, that'd be funny.
Condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run.
Oh, God.
You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Here's Carr to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Shepard. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Not yet. They eventually want to ramp up the staffing, but they don't know exactly when that'll happen.
In this situation,
because ridership's starting to come back, and from what I understand, from what I understand, they're starting to run out of the prepackaged meals that they have.
It's going to bring up a second and goal.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play.
Take it in for a Falcon touchdown.
They scored, yep.
Kerryon Johnson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Building confidence after a loss, that's a good way to do it. The loss last game, but first drive here in this one, cashing it in for 6.
And they can talk all they want about putting a loss behind them. I think that drive there did more than any conversation they had, don't you think?
That's exactly right. Puts that to bed. And this is what they said all week long. A lot of things they needed to do differently. But whatever they said appears to have worked. Gold now out to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by the #1 overall selection back in 2005 out of the University of Utah. It's Alex Smith.
I think one of the things that attracted people to Alex Smith initially was his mobility, and that's never changed. That guy's a great athlete, but he's so sharp with the football, so accurate, and takes care of it so well, he rarely puts his team in bad situations.
Now a first carry from Melvin Gordon. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
Here's Smith now on 2nd down. Over the middle, it's caught by Rodgers. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Time to see how Atlanta will line up defensively They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
And those are the kind of plays that this unit needs to make because they know that going against a team of this magnitude and the way that they're playing, they cannot afford to let them get on a roll or chip away at their timing.
To throw is Smith. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touch.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Matt Ioannidis in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Try to force it to his tight end, Walker, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brianne Body Calhoun. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions quote-unquote go away, and that means your defense.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 41.
Whoosh.
And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
After the interception, here's Smith. His throw caught right around the 6. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 6 catches, 111 yards.
Look, I know everybody wants to be number 1 in everything they do, but he's number 2 in the league in receiving yards. That's a strong number, a strong year, and they want that to continue.
49ers with their first trip to the red zone thus far. This is first and goal from about the 8. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up second and goal.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be third and goal.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
It'll definitely be a disappointment to come out of this starting position with just 3 points. They need to try to dial something up now, third and 10. Smith.
Oh, you gotta be joking.
Intercepted.
What
Picked off at the 15. He's at the 50. The 30.
What type of nonsense is that?
10. And he takes this one back into
What
the
type
end
of...
zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. And this defense looking like they have come to play the pick 6, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back
Yeah, I
to the
know.
training camp visit. What do we hear during these drills?
I got robbed on that one.
Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That
Wow.
means everybody find someone to block them legally, stay on your
Now I'm
feet.
down
and they get it
14-0.
done. Touchdown.
Oh, good Lord.
This is fielded at the goal line. And a hit and a loose
Oh,
football.
you gotta be
And they
joking.
have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Oftentimes when we
He was
talk
down.
about piling on in any subject, it's a negative. In this case,
Yeah.
for this team, it's a real positive. Just scored. Now they go down, knock the ball
Booth
free,
review.
get
Thank
it back.
God.
They got a chance to really increase their lead and put themselves in the driver's seat.
On the other side, a little insult
Oh,
added to the
he
injury.
fumbled
They're in
it.
a bad spot.
He fumbled it. I want to see it. I'm going to say who fumbled.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field
Oh,
is
thank God.
reversed.
I got the ball. Alright, I'm tired of it.
Fresh off the pick six, it's Smith. Walker with a grab, left side. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook and pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often. Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They go play action here on first down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the 49ers in control of the football. They're looking at a second and short yardage to start things out. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Third and 2, Smith. It's complete to Graham. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, they'll run with Gordon. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. The Niners on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now it's Smith. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And the kick by Rosas is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14 to 3.
Confidence going here.
So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
After the field goal, here's Rosas to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Derek Carr getting set and ready to go again on offense here. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Brandon,
I was in the cover
defense
3.
in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really
Cover 2
enjoyed
invert.
watching how the defense stayed in sync,
Okay.
stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss.
What I tended to do against Josh, I did that engage 8 sometimes too. Oh.
Almost picked off. I guess
Well, when he has his running backs behind him, because he's either gonna run the ball or play action, and his quarterback's too slow to react to the play action. You know what I mean?
He's hearing it in the huddle right now.
Not the start to the game he wanted, like you said. The pick on the opening drive, second drive, not much better.
Yeah.
So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. This is taken at the 18.
Ooh. Yeah.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense.
And not only that,
1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And tough to win games if you're going field goal.
And the thing is also that I noticed that he does in his always first down, he's running the ball.
Field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position.
Oh, what the?
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
Yeah.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Right.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage. The drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Yeah.
On 1st and 10, Smith. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Jarrell Casey in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection.
Just on that, because he's in the wrong.
Keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
They're back now to the original line of scrimmage thanks to that 8-yard gain. 3rd down now to follow.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this 1st half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away.
Oh, okay. Right.
Back onto the field comes the offense.
Oh, okay.
Let's take a closer look at Kerryon Johnson. It's the 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy and early going. But we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series so those surface tackles come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. It's big Vince Williams who made the tackle.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play.
Oh, okay.
But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Oh, what the?
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. He got 29 yards that time. Carr now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And a tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Yeah, I did. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Get
down.
Right.
Play action. Now it's Carr. This one complete to Troy Fumagalli. A good pickup there at 22.
Yeah.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
Not the nickel, but the 4-3.
It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
All right.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It goes as a loss of 6, and now 3rd down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense.
Okay, I'm in the quarter.
In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
They allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. A pair of negative running plays, and now they're looking up at a 3rd down at 17 to go. Shotgun now for Carr. And he's going to drop this off to Williams. Complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him.
Yeah.
Right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, he
really?
His fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times.
Yeah,
we're trying to win a game.
So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Back to throw, Smith.
Oh, you got to be joking.
Near his own goal line. And
come on.
This could go wrong at this point. This is going to be a defensive touchdown as they keep piling it on.
Oh, my goodness.
Once that ball was loose, the question was, would this be 2 or would it be 6? It's 6. The defense able to pounce on it.
And for the offense, the training didn't really kick in, did it? Once that ball comes loose, you've got to get on it, make sure that you recover it, or make sure you punch it out of the end zone. Anything but give it to the defense to score a touchdown.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Melvin Gordon now, he and the offense, they trot back out there. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the
Normally
game.
I do
Meanwhile,
this.
they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Yeah.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, Smith. And he's got the hook up to Brandon LaFell. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one goes for 24 yards.
Right.
Smith now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. Off of play action. Here's Smith. Rolling to his right. Now he's going to throw deep right side.
Oh.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10.
Oh, come on.
And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line.
Oh, good Lord.
So that is 3
I know. I
interceptions
said,
now in
well,
this
now I
first
know
half,
that.
and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Right.
Carr now on 1st down. Throw left side complete. It's Shepard. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Yeah.
Into the red zone, it's Carr. To the right side and complete to Hurst. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Get down, get down. We're waiting.
Carr to throw again. It's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Down. We're waiting.
Now Carr again. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. 1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. So
they used all their timeouts, luckily. I dodged a bullet.
As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman
I dodged
for our
a bullet
EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
I know.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to our Tiburon Studios here in Orlando. we'll take a minute and look ahead at what's to come this weekend
anything.
in week number 3. In the 1 o'clock games, one that immediately catches the eye is in our nation's capital. A big test for the Redskins as they get set to host the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Lots to look forward to in the late
Look at
games
that.
as well. One of the best being up in Seattle.
They're
where we
highlighting
find
that
the
one.
Seahawks taking on the LA Rams. And finally, a good one on Monday Night Football between the Chicago Bears and the Tampa Bay Bucks. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half.
What
Who
mean
can
back
put it
and
together
forth?
in the second half? For the answer, we turn
They're
it
saying
back.
it's been
And
a
we
back
will
and
skip
forth
the
game.
highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup.
All right, I just
Both
need to get back
teams
to my
appear
game,
ready for the
that's all.
fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Here's Harris to return it. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Down by 4.
Alex Smith and company heading back out there now. And he's looking to take much better care of the football here in half 2 after 3 first-half interceptions.
We don't have to just look strictly at the numbers here. You know what else happens to a team when you turn it over 3 times like that? It erodes confidence in you. And it erodes confidence in the offense. And now you have the defensive guys looking over and saying, what is going on here? And instead of playing for the team, they're playing angry and mad at their teammates.
The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he'll push his way forward to
Oh, I
about the
know.
42.
That was funny.
That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with third down and just a yard to go.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Right.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. It's a gain of 3, and it gets him the first.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Hey, on.
Smith on first down. Throw left side is complete to Rodgers. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call,
Losing big, need to score. Oh, God.
about how far you let your guy go
I
because
just
he might
noticed
wander
that.
into some tough coverage.
Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Smith.
Oh,
I
hit the wrong.
Would have been their 4th pick of the game.
I hit the wrong one.
Second down.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
Well, you know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes
I know. That's what I wanted to get it to, and I hit the wrong one.
Play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
This has kind of been the story all night long, hasn't it? An inability to really get much done on 3rd downs, and it's costing him.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They snap it to Smith. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward.
Right.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. From the red zone now, Smith. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. 10 more there and another first down. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the third quarter. Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Melvin Gordon, his 4th touchdown.
There you go.
And the 49ers
just like that, huh?
Here on that deficit. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard.
And you're right. You know, it's like I said, if I see the 2 running backs behind him, he's going to sweep it. Or he's either going to sweep it or he's going to do the play action.
And it's capped off by a touchdown run coming from Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
Rosas now to kick this one away.
Right.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you know, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you've got it going, and you also think at any moment I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Now a play fake. Carr. Taken in by Taylor left side. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense.
Right.
Find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
Yeah. They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And Duke Riley will get credit for the tackle. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now Carr on the bootleg. Got an open man. It's Fumagalli. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Carr. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
Come on.
And that's understanding where the markers are, because it's not just running to them. Because on the catch, you could actually be pushed back before the first down. It's getting past it and allowing that opportunity to drift back towards the first down line and still having picked it up. Really well run.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Wide open receiver complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
This throw caught right around the 6. And down he goes Seahawks taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there, 26 yards. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Again, it's Carr. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. In for the score. And the Falcons will extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical is one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock too with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Gold able to tack on the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Falcons set to get things rolling on defense again here. And the 49ers getting set to trot out there. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Parker. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
Now Gordon on first down. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Pernell McPhee in there on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move.
And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off near the 32. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jordan Jenkins coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
On second down, Johnson. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The Falcons on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 16. From the gun, it's Carr. And he checks this one down to Williams. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to the back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end.
Again, it's Johnson. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing, often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On third down, Johnson. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it. Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Carr now to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Down! Blue 80!
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
On third down, it's Johnson, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And Gold is able to put it through. And that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points. But this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. On 1st and 10, Smith. And now here's another interception. Picked off at the 45. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way. Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Down! Blue 80!
They go to Johnson again. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
On 3rd down, it's Johnson, and he'll be taken down at the 34. He needed 3, he got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Alex Smith and the offense heading out for their next possession. And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one, but let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory, like you said, but they can maybe take something positive out of this one. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A really good pickup of 28 yards. On 1st down, it's Smith. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. Defensively, they know the situation. They stacked the line. Heck, that was a goal line set right there.
And it's the right play for them, exactly what they have to do. They want to take away every gap, every crack, and make sure no one can get through it. But here's the deal, though. You've worked on offense all year long about these types of defensive fronts. If they can penetrate it at all, your runner has a chance to go a long way behind.
It could be a house call. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Here's Griffin. And his first throw since coming in is incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
On 3rd down, Griffin. Trying to get it to LaFell, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. But he'll take this back down inside the 20. Brandon LaFell, the intended receiver. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turn the block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. They take over with great field position. They've got the big lead. Most would say they should kneel it, but the key word there is should. You never know here.
You never know. That's the exact play that should happen. But some people like stats. You know, some people like to put more things up on the board, but kneel down is usually the right play here.
We'll see what they do in this situation.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Now a handoff, Johnson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. And the 49ers going to take another timeout. As the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. On 3rd down, that's Johnson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. And Gold is able to put it through, and that'll push the lead from 24 up to 27. Well, the offense, they got the ball in a great spot, but they went nowhere, forced them to take just the 3.
And they'll be, happy taking the 3. But those guys on the other side, they've got to be ecstatic. They didn't let them get anywhere. It made them kick a field goal. That almost feels like they got the advantage, doesn't it?
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And heading back out there now, the Falcons defense here. They have played a really good game. They're just looking for one final stop here and celebrate this victory.
And if you're on offense, you don't want them to have that satisfaction. You know that you're not going to win the game, but you don't want them to roll in with those big grins on their faces. So you want to come up with something right here, some type of a big play to dent that good mood.
And they'll be trying to not let that dent happen and go home happy. Griffin. Flushed out right. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. Brian Grant, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
After that throw, it was definitely one that he would love to have back. I wonder what's going through his head. I wonder what kind of mind game he's playing with himself to get himself back on track. Because a lot of guys, that's what they do. They have little triggers that when the mechanics are off, if they make a bad throw, that they go to that place to get themselves back in sync.
Now he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal, win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind